Hi, one of my favorite things, honeybees. I have been wanting to do my part to save the bees for so long. So about 3 years ago, I decided we need to get honeybees on our farm. And I'm not going to do it like a commercial operation. I'm just going to do it to give the bees a nice place to live. And we will get enough honey for our own home, but then the rest of the honey will stay with the bees. So I'm thinking that that will be nice for the bees. So now, am I a newbie? Oh yeah. This is a little bit scary because I don't want to hurt the bees. And it took me 3 years of studying to finally get up the nerve to do a couple of beehives. So you are going to be starting with me from the very beginning, which is going to be lots of fun. But I am really, I'm nervous because I don't want to kill the bees, because that is exactly what I'm trying not to do. I'm trying to save the bees. So what I'm doing is I have a mentor. My friend Linda has been doing bees for a while. And she has been kind enough, even though she doesn't live in our area, she wants to mentor me because she said that she was mentored by somebody who knew what they were doing, and she wants to pass it along. So isn't that awesome? I feel very grateful for her. And I found a fellow that is selling me the hives and the bees, which, by the way, Kate, bear with me because I am a newbie. I found out that when you purchase bees, they're not called bees, they're called nukes, right? So when I was purchasing them, the guy said, okay, I'm going to bring your nukes to you. And I said, what is a nuke? He said, it's bees. I said, hello, I already learned something. So yes, my nukes are going to come in mid-June. And this fellow, the reason I know that he's the right man for me to buy from is because he's a 5th generation beekeeper. And as soon as he told me that he's got his grandmother's beehives with her name carved into them from her, she's not around anymore, and he uses her beehives. As soon as he told me that story, I thought, okay, this is the man for me to learn from, because he's going to bring the bees down here mid-June. He's going to introduce them to me. And yes, we are going to start getting into bees. A little scary, and I'm a little nervous because I want to do right by the bees, but I feel like it's time. So I did learn a couple of things that I wanted to pass along to you, because one of the things that I found with trying to learn about beekeeping, that there was a lot of confusing stuff out there. So I just want to kind of break it down a little bit so that your little beginner ears will understand, because I found it quite confusing at times. So one thing I did learn is that your location is very important. You have to shelter the bees from a north wind. They should be near water. However, they will fly up to 5 miles to get water. But yeah, you should have them sheltered for the winter. They should be by water. And those are the 2 things that I learned for now. So we have this little area here. Okay, there's our pond. So I'm thinking there's lots of water there. And then we have this little kind of gully that has some trees at the end of it. I'll just show you. So I'm thinking if I put the beehives, I'm going to start with 2, because, you know, I want to start with 2 and tread carefully before I go with too many. You know, because I'm trying not to be my overzealous personality. Probably a little while ago, like not too long ago, I would have said, yeah, let's get 10 beehives. But, you know, I've learned to calm down a little bit, and let's start with 2, seriously. Right, people? I need to calm down. So anyways, this little gully has some trees there. So I'm thinking that would make a great break because the north wind is coming from that side, and they're sitting up on a hill here. The only thing is, I don't know about the hill. I think we might have to put it more down in the gully there. But you know, this is one of the locations I'm thinking of. Okay, so spot number 2, we have our well, the big well right here. Okay, and as you can see, there's 2 great big trees here. So the 2 great big trees would break the north wind, so that would be good. And then we could put the beehives right here in front of this well, because they also have to have, the beekeeper was saying that they like to keep warm, so you have to have them in as sunny a spot as you can. So I'm looking here, and this is the south here. So, you know, all day long they're going to get this sun coming here. There's only 1 tree in the way, but by the time the afternoon comes, the sun is right high in the sky. And then it's, yeah. So this is the south, and that's the north to break the north wind. This is where I could put them, and because we have a well here, we have power, because you also need an electric fence around the beehives for bears. Now the beekeeper told me, because I said, well, you know, I don't know if I want bears close to the house with the grandchildren here, and he said bears will not seek out a beehive. The only time they'll go into a beehive is they just happen to come upon it. So he says if you don't have bears around your house now, you're not going to have bears coming into the beehive. So I'm thinking this spot might be good as well. So I'll have to talk it over with my husband and see what he thinks. Anyways, so far we have 2 great locations, right? Beehives for my honeybees. This is so exciting. So spot number 3 that I'm thinking of is right by my garden, which I do really like that because, you know, I'm going to be planting some wildflowers here, and I know the bees will fly. Apparently they fly 5 miles, so I know they'll travel to get to the wildflowers, but it would be kind of awesome to share my garden space with them. So I'm thinking, now this garden space, however, right here, and I know it looks terrible because it's the spring and everything's filthy, but you know, that's okay. So if you see, there is nothing to break the north wind, but I did talk to hubby, and he said we could put a nice fence in behind the beehives, and that will break the wind. Now they are far away from electricity, so to run an electric fence, we could still do it because apparently you can get solar electric fences. And then in the front here, you can see the south. Well, they would be getting hot sun all day long. Whoops, hang on. There. You can see that they would be getting hot sun all day long, which is why I decided to put the garden here, because it gets southern exposure all day. So I think my first choice is going to be beside the garden, and we'll just put a fence up to break the north wind, and we'll get solar electric fencing. Right? Sounds good to me. So here's another spot. We have this little grove of trees right in the middle of the field. So that would break the north wind the way we're supposed to. And then if I put the honeybees right here, it's nice and flat. And then, hello, look over here. Wide open sky coming from the south, all the beautiful sunshine. So now my problem is, which is the best spot, right? We're gonna have to figure this out. So, okay, we learned 3 things today, right? The name of new bees that you purchase is nukes. You have to protect them from a north wind, and you have to have them, well, you don't have to have them near water. They will fly 5 miles, but right, I have the pond right here, so how lucky are these little bees, right? I think they'll be pretty lucky. So this is one of the spots I'm thinking of. You know, I may change my mind. I'm walking the property and seeing what's best for the bees. So you and I are going to have quite an adventure together, and I hope that I do this well. And yes, so one of my favorite things, honeybees. Awesome, let's do this. You have a great day.